Amina Taj has put in a chat to make her as a panelist. So is that thing done?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
okay. Okay, fine.
Ma'am, both live and record are started, ma'am. We can start the session.
Okay. So we will start the session, which will be started by Laiba. Laiba, start the session, Laiba. On your video, start the session.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, I guess host didn't give permission still now to on my video.
Click now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Can I start, ma'am?
Yeah, you can start that.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this momentous online ceremony. We are ecstatic to have each other here today as we gather to celebrate and commemorate some amazing people who have significantly impacted their respective areas. This event makes an important moment in time. Let's begin by extending a sincere greetings to all of our respected dignitaries, participants, and visitors who have joined us online from all around the world. We are really grateful for your being here today. It's great to have a student as a committee member for the welcome address. They will bring a fresh, unique perspective to the moment. Welcome, Mohana Divya, for your welcome address.
Thank you, Laiba. I welcome Dr. N.S. Subhasri ma'am, Joint Register, First Year, ENT, Dr. L. Ramesh sir, President, IGEN, and Ms. Anita ma'am, NSAFE Convener, and my beloved cluster heads as speaker for SDG on the eve of United SDG Global Week, and my dear participants. A hearty welcome to each and every one of you joining us today for this extraordinary MGR Agent NSAFE Club online event. Your presence here is a testament to your passion of innovation and your drive to shape the future. This digital platform serves as a powerful bridge, allowing us to connect across borders and time zones. We are also in other social media and updating our progress there. Let's make this event delightful for all the speakers and listeners. Once again, a warm welcome to all the participants, speakers, and moderators. Let's embark on this journey of discovery and innovation in IGEN and NSAFE Club togetherly. Thank you all, and thank you for giving the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Mohana Divya, for your wonderful, enlightening welcome address. Now, I would like to call Samina Taj for the moderator introduction.
Hello, may I audible to everyone?
You're audible, Samina, like on your, switch on your video.
Okay, ma'am. Hello, a warm green evening to everyone present here. This is Sheikh Samina Taj from BTech CSC DSA 3rd year. I am working as a event manager in IGEN NSAFE Club. I am very happy to introduce our moderator today. Dr. N.S. Subhasri is a joint register first year ENT, Professor, Department of Physics in Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute. She completed her MSc, MPhil, PhD in physics. She had 24 years of experience, elevated as Joint Register First Year ENT in September 2020, elevated as Dean Engineering and Science since July 2018. She was trained by Vadvani Foundations and National Entrepreneurship Educator Program. She has published 25 journals in national and international reputed journals, 20 conference publications. She has completed NPTEL online courses also in Design Thinking IIT Madras, Sensors and Actuators IISc Bangalore, Accreditation and Outcome-Based Learning IIT Karampur. She was faculty coordinator of entrepreneurship courses funded by DST New Gen IEDC. She was faculty facilitator, Star Faculty Workshop Program in 12th to 16th June 2017. Trained about 50 faculties as entrepreneurship educator. Award received. She received Sir C.V. Raman Research Publication Premium Award from Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute. Certificate of Appreciation for resource person on the topic Classroom Collaborative Learning at the Faculty Development Program. Best Teacher Award from Manavar Ullam for the year 2018 to 2019. Achievements. She published 2 books on engineering physics and 1 lab manual for first-year BTech students. She published an article on classroom collaborative learning in the monograph released during FDP on empowering faculty in academic skills, a holistic approach, organized faculty of humanities and science in Dr. MGR University. From 3rd to 5th August 2016, she published a book on Sir C.V. Raman on eve of National Science Day 2023. I heartfully welcome you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for giving this opportunity.
Thank you, Samina Taj. Now, being part of the event, which is our speakers' introduction, we are overjoyed that such outstanding speakers will be joining us for the event SDG Ethoios Series 2. Prepared to be enthralled and inspired by their knowledge and thoughts. I welcome our first speaker, Dr. S. Gomati, the Associate Professor, Savita School of Engineering, Chennai. She's gonna talk about SDG 7, affordable and clean energy. And for SDG 8, decent economy and economic growth, I welcome K. Deepa, Associate Professor in Jubilee Department in CSI Engineering College. And for SDG 9, Industry Innovation and Infrastructure, I welcome Dr. A. Nazar Ali, Professor, Training and Research, Rajalakshmi Engineering College. And for SDG 10, Reduce Inequalities, I welcome Dr. R. Zahira, Associate Professor in B.S. Abdur Rahman, Crescent Institute of Science and Technology, Chennai. And for SDG 11, Sustainable Cities and Communities, I welcome Dr. R. Zahira, Associate Professor in B.S. Abdul Rahman Crescent College. And for SDG 12, Responsible Consumption, I welcome Dr. S. Ravindran, Assistant Professor, Department of Jubilee, KPR Institute of Engineering and Technology. I welcome all our speakers who are spending their own precious time with us. Now, I would like to formally turn the session over to our respected moderator, Dr. N.S. Subhasri ma'am, the Joint Registrar of First Year ENT. They will assume control and carry on the event, making sure everyone has a pleasant and interesting time. Let's give our moderators a hearty virtual round of applause as they lead us to the reminder of this amazing event. Moderator, I turn it over to you. Welcome, moderator.
Thank you. Thank you, Laiba. Warm greetings and welcome to all those who are present for this event. MGR IGEN NSAFE Club, we are very much privileged and we are very much happy that we are associated in SDG Ethoios Talk Series number 2. Indeed, I'm very happy to be part of this Series 2 on the theme Create Awareness on SDG Goals number 7 to 12. So as I already mentioned, SDG goal number 7 is affordable and clean energy, 8 decent work and economic growth, 9 industry innovation and infrastructure, 10 reduced inequalities, 11 sustainable cities and communities, 12 responsible consumption. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Number 12, responsible consumption and production. As we are all aware, SDG goals, they are to transform our world into a livable one, and they call for action and to reduce the inequality, poverty, etc., and make our planet a healthy one. So with this note, as a moderator, I first welcome Dr. S. Gomati to share her thoughts and views on SDG 7, affordable and clean energy. Over to you, Dr. S. Gomati. So before going on, let me just put on, we can have the speech by each and every speaker here to around 5 to 10 minutes, so that we can have some fruitful discussions. Over to you, Dr. S. Gomati.
Gomati ma'am.
Bharat, can you do
Yes,
my
Gomati.
presentation?
Yes, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So, good evening, all. This is Dr. S. Gomati, Associate Professor, Savita School of Engineering, SIMAT, Chennai. Really, I thank IGEN for giving this opportunity. MGR, IGEN, Green and NSAFE Club, they are taking more effort towards SDG goals. So, I am very proud. I am also one of the part of the SDG action. So now I am going to talk about SDG 7, that is clean and affordable energy. So nowadays people not preferring clean and affordable energy. So due to that we are polluting our environment. Due to that the climate actions, everything it has happened. So due to that we are not able to provide a sustainable development for the future one. Next. Bharat, next one. So our SDG goal is about we provide a clean and affordable energy, because every sector it depends on clean and renewable energy sources. Because if you are taking all sectors like business, communication, health, everything is depends on clean and renewable energy sources. The world is continues to advance towards sustainable energy target, but over 60 million people, but we will not able to provide electricity for all. So we are always lacking in power, because we are not able to meet over our electric demand. So 2 million people always they are polluting our earth by using fuels. So if it is exceeded means our environment totally it will be polluted by 2030. Next slide. So every day our life is depends on affordable energy. The consumption of energy is the dominant contributor to climate change. So if you are consuming more energy means we are not able to provide energy for the future. So due to that, so we have to reduce our energy consumption. So if you are considering the survey from 2015 to 2021, our energy demand is increasing from 87% to 91%. So day by day our energy demand is increasing only. Next. So our universal access to affordable electricity by 2030 means we have to invest in the clean energy sources, such as we can use the clean energy is nothing but we are concentrating about wind, solar energies. So normally these energies it will not pollute our environment and it will not provide produce greenhouse gases. So our government is taking more effort towards providing the clean environment. Next. So every day our life is depends on renewable energy sources. So next. So why we should care about our goal means our clean energy only supporting our all sectors like business, medicine, education, agriculture, communication and high technology. So we need to invest more amount for providing the clean and healthy energy to the people. So with the help of that, we can provide clean and safe cooking fuels and technology for 2.3 million people. Next. So many decades, people are using fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gases. So these are polluting our environment. So we have to reduce the greenhouse emission means we have to use clean energy instead of other coal, oil, or gas. So because without electricity, we are not able to survive the every day. So without electricity, women, girls they are not able to spend their time, and they are not able to provide a hygiene system. So we have to concentrate more on this clean energy.
Hello. Madam, we cannot hear you.
Ma'am,
Your voice is very much disturbing.
My voice is not audible. Huh?
your voice
Yeah,
is
it is
breaking, ma'am.
disturbance. That's got breaking.
Ma'am, now whether it is audible?
Yes, ma'am. Proceed.
Ma'am, shall I rejoin?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Can,
Yes,
whether it is
continue,
audible
madam.
or whether I have to. Okay, ma'am. Next slide. Can you move on to next slide, ma'am?
Bharat, next
So
slide.
we have to, how we have to, yes, ma'am, this. So normally we, all countries have to take more effort for providing clean and affordable energy sources. So due to that, we can maintain our business and we can protect our ecosystem, and we can providing the 100% of the source for operational electricity, and it needs from the renewable energy sources.
Dr. Gomati. Hello. Ma'am, is she there?
1 second, ma'am. I'll just check. Ma'am, Komati, ma'am. I think she has some network problem. I think so, ma'am.
Yeah, okay.
Bharat, can you just confirm it, or someone other than Bharat
Yeah,
can someone
next.
confirm with the ma'am whether she can rejoin and
Yeah.
continue her presentation so that we can
Otherwise,
come
we
to
can
a
move on to the
conclusion.
next one.
Yeah, we can come. We can move on to the next one. Bharat.
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, there was network issue to the Gomti ma'am. So, ma'am might not be able to join. So, we can move on to next.
We will move on. Ma'am, we will move on to the next one, ma'am.
Okay.
Your comments for this session and
Yeah,
we can
okay. So, yes. So, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Gomati. Actually, Gomati madam shared her views and presentation on SDG number 7, affordable and clean energy. She mentioned about the lack of electricity, access to electricity, and even now in rural areas, cooking causes pollution. All these she mentioned, and she also clearly mentioned the need for energy conservation. She has also mentioned the clean energy sources like solar, wind, and thermal, and how they are used in upgrading our latest technologies. The renewable energies, they are actually used in our day-to-day life also. So they are also needed in all sectors, right? From industry to healthcare, whatever we are utilizing our sectors nowadays, whatever new technologies we are using, everywhere the clean energy is a must. So this is clearly mentioned, and it was well organized speech given by Dr. Gomati. So I thank her once again. With these comments, next let me welcome Dr. K. Deepa to talk on the SDG goal number 8, decent work and economic growth. Welcome, Dr. Deepa. Over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Good
You
evening.
can share your
ma'am.
presentation.
Yeah. Bharat is sharing, ma'am. Can you able to hear me, ma'am?
Ma'am, your voice is too low, ma'am. You can have any other sources for your audio.
One second, ma'am. Now, ma'am. Now is it audible, ma'am?
Ma'am, is it audible, ma'am, for you, ma'am, Subhashri, ma'am?
Yes. Proceed, madam.
Okay, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, one and all who are present here for this virtual gathering on SDG talk series. I'm happy to be a part of IGEN, and also I thank Dr. Ramesh sir for giving me this opportunity to be a speaker in this talk series. I'm going to talk on UN SDG goal number 8, that is decent work and economic growth. Goal number 8, that is decent work and economic growth, is about promoting inclusive and a sustainable economic growth, employment, and decent work for all. Next slide. Yeah. In this, the objective is to promote inclusive and sustainable economic growth and employment for all and decent work for all. That is, multiple crises are placing the global economy under serious threat. Global real GDP per capita growth is forecast to slow down in 2023, and with ever increasing challenging economic conditions, more workers are turning to informal employment. Globally, labor productivity has increased and the unemployment rate has decreased. However, more progress is needed to increase employment opportunities, especially for young peoples, reduce informal employment and labor market inequality, particularly in terms of gender pay gap. Promote safe and secure working environment and improve access to financial services to ensure sustained and inclusive economic growth. The global unemployment rate declined significantly in 2022, falling to 5.4% from a peak of 6.6% in 2020 as economies began recovering from the shock of the COVID-19 pandemic. This rate was lower than the pre-pandemic level of 5.5% in 2019. Okay, now we go for a decent work. What do you mean by decent work? The decent work means opportunities for everyone to get work that is productive and delivers a fair income, security in the workplace, and social protection for families, better prospects for personal development and social integration. A continued lack of decent work opportunities, insufficient investments, and an underconception led to an erosion of the basic social contract underlying democratic societies that all must share in progress. Next. What are the challenges we are facing? A persistent lack of decent work opportunities, insufficient investment, and underconception contribute to the erosion of the basic social contract that all must share in progress. The creation of the quality jobs remains a major challenge for almost all economies. Achieving Goal 8 will require a wholesale reform of the financial system to tackle rising debts, economic uncertainty, and trade tensions while promoting equitable pay and decent work for young people. And sustained and inclusive economic growth can drive progress, create decent jobs for all, and improve living standard. How many people are unemployed? The estimated total global unemployment in 2022 was 192 million. Projection indicates that global unemployment is expected to decrease further to 5.3% in 2023, equivalent to 191 million people. The pandemic disproportionately affected women and youth in labor markets. Women experienced a stronger recovery in employment and labor force participation than men. However, young people aged 15 to 24 continue to face severe difficulties in securing a decent employment, and the global youth in 2022. Unemployment rate is much higher than the rate for adult aged 25 and above. Globally, nearly 1 in 4 young people, that is 289 million, were not in education and employment, and also they have not given any training also. What can we do to fix these issues? That is, serious issues is there. So we have to solve this. Next slide. Some actions to be taken. That is, providing youth the best opportunity to transition to a decent jobs calling, for investing in education and training of the highest possible quality, providing youth with skills that match labor market demands giving them access to social protection and basic services regardless of their contract type, as well as leveling the playing field so that all aspiring youths can attain productive employment regardless of their gender, income level, or socio-economic backgrounds. Governments can work to build dynamic, sustainable, innovative, and people-centered economies, promoting youth employment and women's economic empowerment in particular, and decent work for all. Implementing adequate health and safety measures and promoting supportive working environments are fundamental to protecting the safety of workers, especially relevant for health workers and those providing essential services. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Deepa ma'am. That was really a wonderful presentation. So the comments on the talk on SDG 8 by Dr. D.K. Deepa, Madam has clearly mentioned what is that sustainable economic growth. That is about the SDG 8. And she mentioned what is decent work. And she also mentioned the challenges, serious issues, and also the action to be taken. So that is really a complete presentation. Thank you, madam. Very good. Because we normally concentrate only on the challenges and issues, but we never bother about the solution. We think that somebody else will take the solution, but she has given the solution also, right? So she has clearly mentioned what is decent work. That is getting a fairly decent income, security in workplace, social protection, etc. In the challenges, she touched upon creating quality jobs, the erosion of basic social contract, and the issues which we already know, the unemployment and the pandemic disproportionate still exist. And she also clearly mentioned some of the actions that can be implemented through our SDG campaigns like this. So with this note, now let me welcome Dr. Nazar Ali to present his views on SDG number 9, Industry, Innovation and Infrastructure. Over to you, Dr. Nazar.
Thank you, madam. My voice is audible, madam? Hello?
Yes, sir, audible. Yes, sir, audible.
Video, sir. Video, sir.
Sir, you're audible.
Video?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Video
sir,
is
yes,
audible. Your face is.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good evening, friends. Myself, Dr. Nazar Ali, working as a professor at Rajalakshmi Engineering College. Today, I'm going to talk about Goal 9 Sustainable Development Goal. Bharat, next. So we all know that the goal 9 is to build a resilient infrastructure, promote sustainable industrialization and foster innovation. At present situation, resilient infrastructure is necessary. We know that resilient infrastructure means just we have to concentrate on planning and design, especially to withstand the natural disasters. And promote sustainable industrialization means, so here we have to concentrate on the how to improve the industrial product manufacturing. Then another one is faster innovation. Actually, day by day, technology is also improved. So we can also adapt to concentrate some innovations. Today, I'm going to talk about how to achieve this. What are the challenges we are facing regarding that infrastructure, then sustainable industrialization and innovation. Then if you see that, Bharat, yes, actually, due to the economical growth and social development and climate actions, mainly heavily depends on the investment in infrastructure, sustainable industrial development and technology progress. So from that, we understand the increasing inequalities, sustainable growth must include internationalization that first of all, make opportunity accessible to all people. And second, we can support to the innovation and the resilience infrastructures. We know that during the pandemic time, most of them affected, especially for these three sectors. But next. Then and also another one is the due to high inflation, energy price shocks, then persistent disturbances, supply of raw material and intermediate goals and global economic deceleration. And nowadays, many of the LDCs are focusing on, especially if you see the objective of LDC, especially for give more job for poverty people, then women empowerment, youth empowerment, they are concentrating a lot. Next, I'm going to explain the challenges. How much progress we made? Actually, we know that 2022, 90% of the world populations was within to reach the mobile brand network. Investment in research and development globally for economic infrastructure in developing countries has also increased. Next. Okay, so what is our action? So we have to consider an investment in infrastructure, especially in transport, communication, energy and information and communication technology. Then what is the main goal of SDG 9 by 2030 is also essential to support LDCs. Already I said the objective of LDC. So we have to concentrate on investment in advanced technologies, then lower carbon emission and also increased mobile brand access. Dear friends, we know that two big challenges are in front of us. One is global warming and another one is energy demand. Next. Okay, why should I care? Because we know that the sustainable industrialization together with innovation and infrastructure definitely meet our generate and also generate employment and income. Then it plays a key role in introducing and promote new technologies, facilitating international trade and enabling the effects of resources. Then the growth of industries also, if industries growth actually, so the standard of living for many of us. So in industries pursue sustainability, definitely the approach will have a positive effect on the environment. So sustainable development, so how we can effectively use the industrial equipment and technologies. Next, Bharat. Next, another one is the important thing. What is the price inactions? Actually, already I said the main objective of LDC is to create more job opportunity for poverty than women and also youth empowerment. So here the ending poverty would be more difficult due the industry role as a co-driver to the global development to eradicate poverty and advance sustainable development. So additionally, failing to improve infrastructure and promote technical innovations, definitely it affect the health, inadequate sanctions and limited across the education. Next. So how to overcome this means these are the ways, especially for SDG 9 goal, establish sustainable management standard and regulations for projects. Collaborate with the NGOs and public sectors for sustainable growth. Then we can promote SDG in social media. With this, I conclude my speech. Thank you very much for giving wonderful opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you for your wonderful presentation and sharing your thoughts with us. Sir has touched upon the resilient infrastructure, economic growth, and how it depends on the investment on infrastructure that is leading to industrial development and technological process. He also touched upon sustained growth, which includes industrialization and creating opportunities. The challenges he has mentioned: energy price shocks, persistent disruption in supply of raw materials, investment in research. And he has also clearly mentioned the action, investment in infrastructure, and how to support LDCs, how to minimize carbon emission, invest in advanced technologies. So which is of greater importance nowadays. He also mentioned the inaction, that is the ending poverty is very difficult. And because of this, or if the inadequate infrastructure may lead to poor healthcare, inadequate sanitation, etc. And he also has suggested how to overcome this. That is by collaborating with NGOs and by promoting in social media, we can overcome. So all these are going to be an eye opener for SDG promoters like us. So with this note, let me thank Dr. Nasser, and now let me welcome Ms. B. Tulasi Brinda to talk on SDG 10, reduced inequalities. Welcome, madam.
Good evening, ma'am. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Proceed, ma'am.
Okay. I'll share my screen.
A kind request for the speakers to kindly switch on your video while you're presenting.
Good evening to one and all joined here. First, I would like to thank Dr. Subhashree Madam and Professor Ramesh sir for giving me this opportunity. I will talk about now about the Sustainable Development Goal number 10. Myself, Tulasi Brinda, Assistant Professor, Department of EEE from Kingston Engineering College, Vellore. The slide is not moving.
Bharat,
yes, your slide
kindly
is
change the slides, Bharat.
My slide is not moving. Yes. Now I am going to talk about Sustainable Development Goal number 10, reduced inequality. It means reduce inequality within and among countries. There are 17 Sustainable Development Goals. In this, I'm going to talk about the goal number 10. Next, this is goal number 10 is reduce inequality within and among countries. What is reduced inequality? So this inequality usually it threatens long-term social and economic development. It harms poverty reduction and destroys people's sense of fulfillment and self-worth. The incomes of the poorest 40% of the population had been growing faster than the national average in most countries, but emerging yet inconclusive evidence suggests that COVID-19 have put a dent in this positive trend of falling within the country inequality. The pandemic also has caused the largest rise in between country inequality in 3 decades, reducing both within and between country inequality requires equitable resource distribution, investing in education and skills development, implementing social protection measures, combating discrimination, supporting marginalized groups, and fostering international cooperation for fair trade and financial systems. Why do we need to reduce inequalities? Inequalities are based on income, like sex, age, disability, sexual orientation, race, class, ethnicity, religion, and opportunity continue to persist across the world. Inequality threatens long-term social and economic development, which harms the poverty reduction and destroy the people's sense of fulfillment and self-worth, which in turn can breed crime, disease, and environmental degradation. We cannot achieve sustainable development and make the planet better for all if people are excluded from the chance for a better life. So reduce inequalities in case of poor, urban, rural, rich. There should be no inequalities. Everyone should be equal, treated equal. That is the main aim of this reduced inequality. What are some examples of inequality? Women and children with lack of access to health care die each day from preventable diseases such as measles and tuberculosis or in childbirth. Even older persons, migrants, and refugees face lack of opportunities and discrimination. It is an issue that affects every country in the world. 1 in 5 persons reported being discriminated on at least one ground of discrimination prohibited by international human rights law. The COVID has made global inequality much worse. It's an example of inequality. Under reduced inequalities, the 8 richest people in the world have the same wealth as the 3.6 billion poorest people. Again, 16,000 children die each day from preventable disease. How do we tackle discrimination? Have to stop the racial discrimination, stop anti-Black racism, united against racism at a workplace. In today's world, we are all interconnected. Problems and challenges like poverty, climate change, migration, or economic crisis are never just confined to one country or region. Even the richest countries still have communities living in abject poverty. The oldest democracies still wrestle with racism, homophobia, and transphobia and religious intolerance. Global inequality affects us all, no matter who we are or where we are from. Can we achieve equality for everyone? It can be achieved and should be achieved to ensure a life of dignity for all. Political, economic, and social policies need to be universal and pay particular attention to the needs of disadvantaged and marginalized communities. What can we do for that? Reducing inequality requires transformative change. Greater efforts are needed to eradicate extreme poverty and hunger and invest more in health, education, social protection, and decent jobs, especially for young people, migrants, and refugees, and other vulnerable communities. Within countries, it is important to empower and promote inclusive social and economic growth. We can ensure equal opportunity and reduce inequalities of income if we eliminate discriminatory laws, policies, and practices. Among countries, we need to ensure that developing countries are better represented in decision-making on global issues so that solutions can be more effective, credible, and accountable. Technology can help to reduce inequalities. Governments and other stakeholders can also promote safe, regular, and responsible migration, including through planned and well-managed policies for the millions of people who have left their homes seeking better lives due to war, discrimination, poverty, lack of opportunity, and other drivers of migration. Stop discrimination. Feel safe, not mistreated or discriminated against in the workplace. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your wonderful presentation and thought-provoking. So, madam has mentioned the threat that is the long-term social and economic development in between countries inequality. And she also mentioned about how to reduce it, equitable resource distribution, investment in education, combating discrimination, etc. We also know our inequality on income, sex, age, disability are all still existing, which harms the poverty reduction, right? It leads to economic degradation. She also quoted some examples of women and children who lags healthcare, and the older people denied, and still they are being discriminated. To overcome this, she also mentioned we have to stop racial discrimination, global inequality, which affects everybody. And she also mentioned transformational changes, which is very important in empowering social and economic inclusion. So, with this note, now I'm happy to welcome Dr. R. Zahira to present her views on SDG goal number 11, sustainable cities and communities. Welcome, madam. Welcome, Dr. R. Zahira.
Thank you, ma'am.
Over to you, madam. Zahira.
Yes, ma'am. Is it audible, ma'am?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So I'm unable to share my video. Asking. Bharat, can you access my video? Able to start my video? Is my screen visible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So, good evening, one and all. So, I am Dr. R. Zahira, Associate Professor from B.S. Abdur Rahman Crescent Institute of Science and Technology. So, I am head for iGen Pattern 99. So, today I am going to discuss about the Sustainable Development Goals, SDG 11, so which is about make cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. So, first of all, in India, by 2030, India will have 7 mega cities with population over 10 million, and 11.2 percentage of urban households don't have sanitary toilets, and 31% live in urban areas. 43 million tons of annum waste generated in cities, and 17 percentage of urban population lives in slums, and 2.5 million population related deaths in 2015. So these are the reports taken from United Nations. So now half of humanity lives in cities today. So by 2030, UN says that 6 of 10 people will be living in cities. So our cities represent the future of global living. The world's population reached 8 billion in 2022. Over half of them are living in urban areas. So these are the figures only expected to rise, with 70% of people expected to live in cities by 2050. So these are the reports by UN. So our issues are urban stench, air pollution, and limited open space persist in cities. So good progress has made since implementation of SDGs in 2015. So the number of cities and countries with the national and local disaster reduction strategy has doubled. So but issues still remain, and in 2022 only half of the urban population has convenient access to public transports. They are going only by cars and individual bikes. The sustainable development goals cannot be achieved without significantly transforming the way the urban spaces are built and managed. So why still the cities are not future proofed? So first reason is the most of the urban growth is taking place only in the small cities and intermediate towns. It is not taken place in rural countries or rural states. So it is worsening the inequalities and urban poverties. So by estimation of 2020, our estimated 1.1 urban residents lived in slums and slum-like conditions. And over the next 30 years, an additional of 2 billion people are expected to live in such settlements, most of in developing countries. So as the slum area is increasing, so we are not able to achieve our SDG level. So what are some of the most pressing challenges cities are facing? The first is inequalities and the level of urban energy consumption, and pollution are some of the challenges. So cities occupying just 3% of Earth's land.
Hello. Hello. Hello, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
She's not there, ma'am.
Zahira ma'am is not able to present it. See to that whether she has any problem.
Zaira ma'am, are you able to change the slide?
Is she there? I think she's not there.
Bharat, call ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am is facing some network issues. Let's.
So tell her to reconnect.
Is she able to reconnect?
Bharat, what is the status, man?
Shall we move on?
1 second, ma'am. Bharat, what happened, Bharat?
Ma'am, she has a power cut in her house, so she will reconnect shortly. She said she was trying to reconnect.
Okay. So we will go to the next
Okay,
speaker.
we'll wait for a few minutes.
We'll wait, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, shall we move on? So if ma'am comes, let her complete her presentation.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So thank you, ma'am. So ma'am has started her presentation stating that 74% of the people will be moving on to the cities in the forthcoming years. And she also talked about the urban stretch, other kinds of possible pollutions. And she also told that a good progress is made because of the awareness that is created about SDGs. And she also mentioned how urban popularization is taking place, but this also, in addition, causes versus the inequality and the urban poverty. The challenges faced, she has mentioned urban energy consumption, vulnerable climatic change, and natural disasters, which affects every citizen, leads to unrest and insecurity. So all these are interconnected. So with this note, now let me welcome our next speaker, Dr. S. Ravindran, to put forth his views on SDG goal number 12, responsible consumption and production. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Present here, for giving me this opportunity on sharing my thoughts on SDG goal 12, responsible consumption and production. I just share my screen. Please hold on. Bear with me. I think my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Can someone please?
Yes,
yeah?
yes.
Yeah, thank you. And I just once again ensure that am I audible? My voice is clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Myself, Dr. S. Ravindran. I am an assistant professor in the Department of EEE in KPR Institute of Engineering and Technology, Coimbatore. And today, I just like to share my thoughts on sustainability goals, which has been an very record parameters that has to be adapted to our day-to-day life to make our human and also everyone on the earth life to be sustainable and safe. So we see we have 17 sustainable goals. Just a second, I could not change my screen. Yeah, yeah, thank you. Okay. Is everyone is speaking about SDG goals here. Why it is necessary for our higher education institution to speak about SDG goals? So this is a thing we should think. Why students we have to know about SDG goals, and faculties we are concerned about sharing our thoughts about SDG goals to our students. Why this has to be done in these higher education institutions? Because we do educate, we do research, we create things for our future as the institution, as a educational institution and even other institutions, which were responsible in making our life better, right? So the student community who is a future generation, they want to see their world in different aspects, so they are transforming their thoughts into products. Whatever they create, they make that is suitable for them, and which will make their life so maybe sustainable, but even though more comfortable. Okay, so in this regards, as we mentoring our students in lot of aspects, so it is our responsibility to convey some messages to make them aware of these sustainabilities. So that's one of the major thing where lot of young resources were built in institutions. They have a right age to think, adopt and everything. So we are taking our SDG goals in higher education institutions as a primary thing to educate them. So these are very common things. As we know, we have 17 SDGs. We have 169 indicators to measure whether our things were following SDGs, whether our actions, our product is supporting SDG goals. This is a 169 indicators that we measure to weight whether our product is aligning with our SDG goals. And we have 223 unique targets. If we achieve these 223 targets, it will be very easier for us to reach all these 17 SDG goals. So these goals are given as an unique targets of 223, which we have to at least know about these things and make integrating into our day-to-day life. So these are basic view wherever we see. Then the sustainability goals have been adopted in those institutions. We can easily familiarize with that. And how we contribute, how higher education institute contribute to SDGs. So first we teach about SDGs. What are the actions that can be done? Okay, in educating the students. Then we do research. In the research, how SDGs can be integrated in our research aspect. Whether this research will be a sustainable one, will it harm the human race, or even some disturbance to the earth, or even other living organisms in the earth. So that has to be researched with our research itself. Then stewardship, as we do mentorship with the students, we guide, because research we are just guiding, and whatever we do, it is being more brought lively by the students. So usually as a professors, we just stewardship with the students. So it is mandatory for us to know and to teach our students, guide them in a way that whatever they do, make that into a sustainable one. And outreach, as usually we do as energy saving mantras, whatever we do, whatever the product we sell, we make into the market. So we say that it supports SDGs. Directly not SDGs, even though it is an environmental friendly. Whatever, even if you are go and buy some products, they just put a tag. Even you take as woodlands, so they do a branding and advertise as it is an greener path. You are contributing on greener things. So outreaching their things with SDG contributions that makes more sustainable to the world. Okay. So how this SDG will help? And among 17 SDGs, the SDG which is more attracted thing for me is 12th one, because responsible consumption and production. It is a very important thing as my aspect, because today as a student, when people come into the college, they are not in a poverty level. There is not much inequalities, rights, they have everything, but the thing they feel lack in the thing is responsible consumption and production. So each and everything, even if you go do your hand washes, when you are using your lights and fans in your classrooms, when you are even using a pen, uh, uh, notes, charger points, whatever you use, you just think of that whether we are consuming a right way, and is it necessary right now to use it? Is it getting wasted? To just have a small thought on the corner of your uh, activities, just to think whether it is required, then you can just make it. If it is unrequired, I can make a thing even without this. I can read without lights. I can open a window without the fan, so I can get air circulation. Then we can do the sustainable way of actions. So that will make you a responsible person in reducing carbon footprints, throwing a wasting the foods, everything. And these are very related with us as a student community. We have to adopt this thing, responsible consumption in our day-to-day activities and production. So see, industries are producing, right? Why they are producing? It is all due to our need. So I am using a mobile phone, and I just, with no reason, it has not broken, it has not stopped working. I just, as a grace, I just change my mobile because I have money. Yes, you have money, 20,000 bucks, 2,000 bucks, 20,000 bucks, no issues. You have a money, but those money whichever you spend, right, cannot buy back the soil, sand, which is required to make your mobile phone chips, your mobile phone screens, right? So even if you throw this mobile phone back to the earth, will it become the source as it is made? Never. It will not become the source part, right? It again goes as a waste, which cannot be rebacked as an source thing. So all this is due to our usage, right? So before replacing anything, throwing that out, just to think of that as to show my richness, I show my wealthiness. It is not required to make it all new and just throw it away, the things what you use. So as Gandhiji said, use the thing to the most part. Even it is broken, use the broken parts, whichever is useful, which can make you as a useful thing. Okay. So never replace or buy a new one when unwantedly or use it just for few uses. Don't buy a thing. Share your thing. Lend something. So it will be an responsible way of consuming something. So it will make us to reduce the demand on the market, make even the industries to produce lesser amount of required materials. So you just go to the mobile shops, you have lakhs of shops over your cities. Each mobile shop has lakhs of mobile phones there. Even your pens, pencils, whatever your notebooks, see into the stores. How many notebooks were there? Is it all used? Even lot of shops were just for a lot of tens of years. It has been there without selling. Why? Because production is increased because population grows. They are thinking that market is open and everyone will buy with no reasons. But what happens? Natural resource decaying. So this decaying process again going to affect us. So we have a lot of movies. You used to see movies, Hollywood movies in the year of 2050. How our Earth is going to be in the year of after 100 years. How we will be, right? These are imaginations that reflects our date usage today. That is going to be happened. Not so far. Even South African cities were running out of water. They are screaming for water. So even seas become dried, rivers become dried, all due to these irresponsible consumption and production. So to at least maintain the flow of this lifestyle, each and every one here as a student community, you should be very responsible in your consumption and make the production lesser so that our world will sustain somewhat more time. So how I can help as a consumer? So reduce your waste, being thoughtful about what you buy, and choose a sustainable options when not carry reusable bags, which will reduce plastic bags usage, which you just throw it on single, maybe even for 10 seconds. Your house is very nearby, you just go buy a kg of tomatoes, just you just forget to take your bags, right? Then they will give you a carry bag. Maybe 1 minute it will be useful to you, then on a next second you just crush it and throw it on the dustbin. Think of that thing, the plastic that has been manufactured, it has been carried over here. For carrying they have used fuels, again carbon emissions, the industry, natural resource they use, again you go and dump in the garbages. There it makes a lot of problems even to the animals, sea, ocean animals, everywhere. It is polluting for just our 1 minute of usage, right? One time use. So think of this and reduce these one use things. Use sustainable way of using the things and consume in a responsible way. In my thought, mission Chandrayaan is aligned with SDG 12. Why? Because do you know space waste? How much tons of space waste are available in the space? Everything where it is taken from? Is it all available in the space? Nothing. It's all made in our earth, carried to the space for our research, and it is thrown over there. So it can be recycled over there. If we are able to make some stations over the moon, we can able to collect it. It is tougher for us to bring those waste into the earth and again recycle, because already we are not recycling even our waste, whatever we do here. So we are not going to do the recycling waste of the space. So just we can make use of those waste in the space itself to build some other materials for our sustainable research over there, and find the resources what were available on the moon. We are not going to get the earth digged much more. Yes, this is our mother's earth, only one earth we have. So not digging on the earth, we can use some part of the minerals, materials, whatever available on the moon to build something over there, whatever we required for the research, even rocket parts, some metal parts, if we can make it over there itself and we will fly to next Mars from the moon, right? So I just align even Chandrayaan mission with SDG 12. So responsible production. So we can produce from that to reduce our production in earth, save our earth, give to our next generation. So let them enjoy the same thing what we are enjoying today. And how this is I like to convey my sincere thanks to my college. So we did our SDGs relating to our activities, because as a college we have a lot of committees, units. So all these units, how they are aligning with SDGs, how we relate our clubs with the SDGs. So for SDG 12, we are budget and purchase committee. We are aligning with SDG 12 as because whether we have to buy or not, we can justify there whether I have to buy this or I can use the resource what I have there already. Okay, how or which one I can choose, whether if it costs 1,000 rupees more than the product on the market, but it is a product which is made in a sustainable way. The industry is practicing SDGs. They are recycling in a proper way. They are utilizing lesser materials, sustainable materials. Then I will go for it. So it's on the budget and purchase committee. So we relate that with SDG 12. We have a lot of committees and cells, but which supports SDG 12. Then food committee, so make good foods, serve good food to the students so that they will not waste, at least, because we cannot blame students if it is not good. Obviously, they're just going to throw it out, right? So why can't we make it as a good one, how they like, in a healthier way? So we will give them, at least they will stop wasting. And ISO, what has to be followed, which are our rules or our customs that we follow in our campus or in wherever you go, is it's an industry or even your tea shop, your home, whatever you do as a practice, it is an ISO. So it is a procedural thing what you follow. So we follow some procedural things that give us a sustainable way of using something, recycling. So we align ISO with SDG 12 and 5S and TQM. ISO and 5S are almost same. It is a procedure and it is whether I am checking, I am following my procedure. So these were aligned with SDG 12. So even you can think a lot of committees that were relating with SDG 12. It's up to you and it's our research and our thoughts. So these were the rankings that were given on following SDGs in our institutions, wherever, whatever you do, you can be nominating to these rankings for our UN SDG goals. Okay. So you can become an students, you have an opportunity to become sustainability ambassadors. So it's by volunteerism and also by doing MOOC courses which are offered by UN SDGs. So you can be an ambassador in contributing good to the society. So these are SDG Academy. It is all free MOOC courses. You can learn more about the cities, how they are using, following these SDG goals, on how changes we can make. Okay, so this is also one of the courses. The volunteerism, it all has a link. Just giving these things. So students were participating and getting the things here, certificates. So action plan, sustainable research, reduce one-use plastics inside the campus, sustainable magazines, environmental activity, carbon neutral campus. We can make our campus carbon neutral, creating awareness among our peers. So inculcate sustainability as a practice and habit to all the students. These were our action plans that can be adopted in our institutions so that make SDG possible one. So, okay, thank you. And this is from my side.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for an elaborate presentation. It was very nice, very informative. So on the comments,
Thank
sir
you.
has touched upon the necessity of higher education, why higher education focuses more on SDGs, and what is the need for the community and how to create impact. And the higher education institutions, since they are into teaching, research, and stewardship and outreach, sir has beautifully connected and he has told. He has also mentioned the students' responsibility in consumption and production. He touched upon the reduce, recycle, rewaste concept, and that was very nice to hear how he aligned SDG 12 with Chandrayaan. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that. And your research and mapping the committee as and your SDG was really very innovative. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Sir also talked about sustainability ambassador. So this session definitely would be an eye opener to all of us here. Thanks a lot. So with this thanking note, once again, I am welcoming the speakers of today who spoke on SDG 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 goals to share their views for one final moment now. It is open to all. It can be on any SDG goals or your general comments. Please, just in another 1 to 2 minutes, we can all share and we can wind up.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Students community is our next generation. So I request each and every student to be responsible in their activities. That has to be ensured with aligning with SDGs. Whatever you do just align with any SDGs. Think of that. So do your activity based on these things will change the world. If you change yourself, it will change the world. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else? Dr. Nazar, Ms. Tulasi, Ms. Deepa, anybody is available? You can just share your views as a final comment. Okay, so to put today's program in a nutshell, so we had 6 beautiful and wonderful speakers who shared their views on SDG goal number 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, which goes on like affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industry, innovation and infrastructure, reduce inequality, sustainable cities and communities, and responsible consumption and production. So even though these were spoken by 6 different speakers, they have put on their presentation with their views on each and every SDGs, the affordable clean energy, how it can be utilized through reducing pollution and creating new technologies. The same holds good for SDG number 11, where Madam spoke about sustainable cities. Same way, the economic growth that also have an inclusion in industry, innovation, infrastructure. So when we talk about clean energy, also the infrastructure came. And when we talked about reducing inequality, also the economic growth and decent work comes into play. Same way, sustainable cities have a major role in terms of the infrastructure and latest technology development. And all put together, it is nothing but the SDG 12, that is responsible consumption and production. So on a nutshell, whatever we have presented as a single presentation, they are all interconnected. So let us work together, right, to remove the inequality, have a better economic growth, right, have a very good infrastructure, good innovation, latest industrial responsibilities and industrial growth. With all these things, let us have a good infrastructure and sustainable city, and let us all together have a livable earth together for our future. So once again, I thank all the speaker and I thank the IGEN group for giving me an opportunity to be a moderator here. Thank you. Thanks to all.
Thank you
Over
so
to
much.
you, Laiba.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We give our moderator a great heartfelt round of applause and all the speakers, Dr. S. Gomati ma'am, K. Deepa ma'am, Dr. A. Nazral Ali sir, Mrs. B. Tulasi Brinda ma'am, Dr. R. Zahira, Dr. S. Ravinadar sir, for guiding us through this fantastic section. Your knowledge and direction made it very memorable. We value the time and effort you invested in making this event a success. Thank you for being the moderator, ma'am. We want to thank you from the bottom of our heart for your outstanding speech. Your remarks struck a chord with us and had a long-lasting effort. We appreciate your sharing your knowledge and empowering us all. We are so grateful that you spoke to us tonight. And we have come to the end of our event, and now it's time to thank everyone who helped make it happen. But first, allow me to introduce our incredible student coordinator, Mohit, who has been working diligently behind the scenes to make sure that every aspect to this event was carefully planned and carried out. Please give our coordinator a hearty round of applause, and he'll join us to the end, the vote of thanks. Mohit, you can say your vote of thanks.
Good evening, everybody. I want to thank everyone on behalf of SDG RCS Talk Series 2 Organizing Committee for coming to the SDG Ethiopian Series 2 event today. We would like to express our sincere gratitude to all of our renowned speakers, volunteers, and staff members for helping to make this event a huge success. We appreciate your involvement and the engagement in this discussion. Let's continue to work together and be dedicated to SDGs as we strive for a more sustainable future. I thank everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Mohit. Anita, ma'am?
Yes, Laiba.
You can take over the session.
Yeah. On behalf of MJR IGEN and Safe Club and Dr. MJR Educational Research Institute and first year SDG Club, I would like to thank all the speakers and moderators for sharing your precious time, for sharing the knowledge to the students through some kind of social media platform. I once again thank everyone for spending your time, valuable time over here, ma'am. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.